Hi, everyone. Welcome to our presentation today. We're going to be giving everyone an overview of our early careers programs here at Experian. And this is in partnership with HomeFree USA. My name is Christine O'Donnell. I'm a talent acquisition partner here at Experian who helps lead the recruiting efforts for our internship program. For everyone joining us today, I would please ask that you scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of this presentation to join our talent community. It's pretty much just a check-in to let us know that we connected with you via HomeFree and that you are interested in career opportunities with Experian. It'll add you to our mailing list so that way we can keep you updated with any career opportunities. So to give you an overview of who's joining us today, I just introduced myself, but we also have with us Rowdy Perez, who's our Senior Director of Global Talent Acquisition and External Partnerships, Mike Bradford Calhoun, who is our current MBA LDP, which stands for Leadership Development Program participant, Jayla Jones, who is a software engineer here at Experian, and we also have Sophia Castro, who is our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion intern for this past summer of 2023. So we're going to hear from our three panelists later on in the presentation, but for right now, I'm actually going to kick it off to Rowdy Perez, who is going to give us an overview of Experian's partnership with HomeFree and what we aim to achieve with it.
Thank you, Christine. Hi, everyone. As Christine mentioned, my name is Rowdy Perez. I use he, him, él pronouns, and I'm joining today virtually, obviously, from Austin, Texas. I've been with Experian almost 4 years and am a present member of the Global Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion team and our talent acquisition team. I also have established and proudly lead the partnership with the Center for Financial Advancement, of which Experian is a proud sponsor. We're going on our second year now with CFA and our third year with HomeFree USA, and I also serve on the CFA advisory board. Experian is privileged to be recognized this year by HomeFree USA with the 2023 Trailblazer Award for going above and beyond with our innovative Center for Financial Advancement Credit Academy. I will talk more about that with all of you at Money for Life in just a few days, counting down the days to be in Charlotte with all of you. And something that you might want to know or probably heard of is that 16 of your peers, CFA scholars and ambassadors from last year, earned an all-expense paid trip to Southern California as part of our If You Know, You Know competition. It was our way in teaching you more about credit and money, of which we look to do more of today in our focus and our goal with the Center for Financial Advancement. Kudos to the 4 scholars from Alabama State University for walking away and earning the $40,000 scholarship last year. More to come and more details to come on the challenge for this year at Summit in Charlotte. Opportunities like these are what make Experian a great place to work, and I can't wait to share more with all of you here in the coming days. Our team looks forward to reviewing your resumes for our early career opportunities, and I'm personally excited to spend some time with you in Charlotte. Thank you all for your interest. If ever you wanted to speak to me directly, do so in Charlotte or connect with me on LinkedIn. Christine and team, over to you.
Thank you, Rowdy. And yes, just to echo his sentiment, congratulations to everyone who was able to win those big prizes at the competition last year. So now that Rowdy has given more of a background on our partnership, let's get into who we are as a company. From an external standpoint, we really are an information services company that is looking to unlock the power of data and create more opportunities for consumers, businesses, and society. From an internal perspective, we are an equal opportunity and affirmative action employer with a goal of creating a thriving, inclusive, diverse team where people can come and love where they work and love working together. We believe in diversity, equity, inclusion for our purpose of creating a better tomorrow. And our tagline is the power of you. And we strive to live by that every day. So just to give everyone a snapshot of Experian, we are a global company. We're We have presence in 32 countries. We have about 22,000 employees, 44% of which are women. We have a strong emphasis on corporate responsibility, which is why we've donated 47,000 hours of our time towards volunteer hours, and we do about $6.6 billion in annual revenue each year. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that we have over 100,000 clients that we work with, ranging in many different departments and industries like mortgages, automotive, credit union, fintech, hospitals, just to name a few. We've won a lot of awards for being a great place to work, which Experian employees themselves have voted on to give us those awards. In terms of our global location, where we're located, about 67% of our employees are in North America, but we also have 15% in Latin America, 12% in UK and Ireland, and then about 6% in the APAC area and United Emirates. Also on the left-hand side of the screen, we have our employee resource groups listed, which are clubs, if you will, to help employees of similar backgrounds connect with one another and talk about topics that are important to them. We have our Pride Network, we have our Black Professionals, ERG, we have our Veterans Group, Women in Experian, just to name a couple. So that is something that helps our employees feel more engaged to one another and help make those connections, even in a primarily remote environment. So to break it down even further, our business can be broken up into 4 different business units, if you will. We have our credit services department, where we mostly work with financial institutions, lenders, for example. If they want to know the credit worthiness of an applicant, they can come to us to find that out. We have our decision analytics team, which has a lot of great capabilities with automating software and also using our fraudulent detective data breach software as well. We have our marketing services department, which, as the name says, we work with marketers and advertisers who are looking to get to know their consumers better in terms of their background, their location, their income, things like that, so they can market to them more effectively. And then finally, we have our consumer services, where everyday people can have access to their financial footprint. They can know their credit score for free. They can use our paid account to have access to budgeting tools and things like that. So we are both a business to business and business to consumer company. Just going further into the consumer side of things, credit management, as I mentioned earlier. Also, people that are looking to finance big purchases in their life, like a home purchase or an auto purchase, we can help them in their journey for that, as well as we provide a marketplace if people are wanting to get the best deal on their insurance policies or even shop different credit card offers with the lowest interest rates. Those are all things that are accessible to consumers via our Experian app and paid membership. So now we'll get more into the intern and early career space and opportunities that are available to you all. We offer internships in 4 different departments. We have the technical side, which would include software engineers, web developers, machine learning, product management. We have our analytics teams, which offer opportunities like business analysts, data science, creative, which would fall under marketers, multimedia designers, social media interns, and finally our corporate internship opportunities, which would be like diversity, equity, and inclusion, which Sophia is one of them, as mentioned earlier, as well as internal audit. Our cohorts are listed under that pink bar, so you have the opportunity to work with us either May through August or June through September, depending on when your school's academic calendar lets out. So in addition to just our summer internship opportunities, we also have early careers program for recent graduates. So if you've recently graduated in December 23 or you're about to graduate in May of 24 and you are interested in our accelerator program, this is technical focused, and we offer opportunities in software engineering, data analytics, and product management. And what it is it is meant for grads that are still trying to figure out where they want to land in the professional field, so they get a chance to rotate through the different different business units at Experian, find out what they like the best, learn from the seasoned members of the team, and then eventually find their permanent home at Experian. So at this point, we're going to get into our early careers Q&A panel with the presenters that I mentioned earlier. So even though we didn't go super deep into the LDP program, we are lucky to have Mike Bradford Calhoun with us today, who is doing a 2-year rotational program for MBA graduates who are looking to be the future leaders of Experian. Mike also went to an HBCU, so he's going to talk on that a little bit. And then we have Jayla, who did complete the accelerator program, which I just mentioned in the last slide, and she's found her permanent home here at Experian as a software engineer. And then also Sophia, who worked with our DE&I team, like Rowdy, who was just on the call with us. So we'll do a quick round of introductions. We'll start with Mike. If you can let us know your job title, where you're at in the U.S., and which program you're participating in, specifically your function.
Sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Mike Bradford Calhoun, and I know Christine mentioned I'm an HBCU graduate. I'm actually a two-time HBCU graduate, graduating from undergrad from North Carolina A&T and getting my master's in business from Morgan State University. I am located in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. Shout out to the 757. I am currently in my second year. I have about 5 to 6 months left in the program that I'm a part of, and I'm part of the Leadership Development Program here at Experian, which is an 18 to 21 month long program for those who have received their MBA or Master's of Business Administration degree. And I've been able to work in various different areas of the company. The objective is to operate as an internal consultant over that 21-month period for 3 or 4 months at a time on various different projects. You have opportunities to work in business operations across the different business units, finance, strategy, which is my track, just different areas of the company, and you're able to really get a lot of exposure. I've had projects like working on getting into different industries such as big tech, fintech, gaming. I've had a business operations project improving how we do business on the direct-to-consumer side, or the app that everybody uses every day. And now I'm working on a project really focused on rental and housing. And just my experience thus far has been absolutely amazing. And I'm also able to do a lot of things through our ERG, which I also now serve as the Chief of Staff for the Black professionals at Experian. So that's me, and ready to answer some questions. And I'll pass it on to Jayla.
So hello, yes, my name is Jayla Jones, and I am a software developer here, also located in the Hampton Roads area. And I was a member of cohort 3 with the Experience Engineer Accelerator program. So during my stint in the rotation program, I had worked a lot as a back-end engineer on multiple teams in the company throughout different business units, and they all kind of had their own flavor of tech stacks. One team used PHP, the Twig framework, Symfony, and Docker to kind of provide identity management services, while another team would use Python and the Amazon project to be a source of a source for data analysts in the company to learn more about the data that we have and also metadata. I've also even worked on projects related to providing insights on security breaches, the country of origin of those attacks, and what companies and organizations were affected. I've kind of also always considered myself to be a person who has FOMO, and through this program, I was able to kind of translate that into an opportunity to learn more about information that I kind of wanted to delve into. And I think one of the biggest lessons I had to learn throughout my stint in the rotation program was to, ask questions and to be open to learn new things. And as far as how I got interacted with Experian, it was actually through the Afrotech program. So the Afrotech conference in 2020 was how I kind of got interacted with Experian. And I got a chance to learn more about the Accelerator program and learn more about what it was and how it worked. And I was given an opportunity to apply to that program through there. And I'm also looking forward to answering any questions anyone has for me too. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayla. And then next we have Sophia.
Hi, my name is Sophia. I use she, her pronouns. I am currently a graduate student at the University of Southern California, pursuing my master's degree in communication management. And this past summer, I was the diversity, equity, and inclusion intern at Experian. This is a 12-week program. I worked remotely. Currently, I'm based out of Los Angeles, and it was overall just a really great experience. Got to connect with a lot of people in the business. That was one of my key goals going into the program, was meet as many people as possible, because this is an area that I wasn't familiar with, and to be able to work on so many initiatives related to inclusion. That was really one of my passions going into this. DEI is an emerging field, emerging space to be in, and to be at a company that's really leading from the front when it comes to DEI was a very fulfilling summer.
Awesome. Thank you, Sophia. And I know that Mike is still currently finishing his early careers program and Sophia is still in school, but Jayla, would you mind giving some advice on how you were able to secure a permanent position after you finished your early careers program?
So, what I had, I guess that was actually a really good question. A lot of it had to do with making sure that I honed in on the skills that I learned throughout the rotation program, which were really invaluable. Asked a lot of questions. I got into contact with the managers that I had in my rotation program. They actually provided a pretty good reference for me, and I was able to use the tools that I had garnered through my rotations, and I was able to interview that way. And it really did help me a lot with interviewing and making sure that I understood what was required of me for the role that I was applying for. And I also got a chance to kind of do test interviews with some of my other managers, and they provided feedback for me, and I found that to be pretty invaluable also. So I think as far as some tips I could give, maybe get into contact with the recruiters, because they kind of know a lot about what the managers are looking for. Um, for technical interviews, it's always good to kind of study for those. Just honing on the skills that you have, being super confident, but also being willing to learn, because the internship ability to learn and being willing to learn new things. And I also hold that dear to me also, being in an engineering role, we kind of constantly have to learn new things and get exposed to new projects. So I think that's been pretty invaluable for me also.
Perfect. Thank you, Jayla. And then moving to our third question, what sort of interactions have you all had with our DE&I efforts? As mentioned, Jayla went to Afrotech, and of course, we partner with HomeFree USA, but we partner with a lot of different DE&I initiatives and companies as well. How would you describe your interaction with them and how they've impacted you? We'll start with Mike.
Yeah, so to kick us off here, when it comes to experience efforts, you really have to look at it in totality. So we're not just looking at this from an individual business unit, but our entire company from a global perspective is really honed in on the ability to be diverse and pursue that. When Christine mentioned earlier about the power of you, that's just not a saying we use, but it's also a full document that outlines all of our diversity efforts that we pursue every single year and what achievements we've made, such as being nearly 50% women or people who identify as female are part of this company. In addition to that, you also have to look at the different ERGs that we have. So as I mentioned earlier, I am also the Chief of Staff for Black professionals here at Experian. And so a lot of our ERGs are focused on ensuring that people of diverse backgrounds have a sense of belonging when it comes to being here at Experian. Diversity does not just mean having diversity in diversity, equity, inclusion focused roles, but there is diversity across our organization. You will find most of our organizations have a variety of diverse individuals in them. And it's really about bringing your full self to work. When I first interviewed for the position, they weren't just interested in my abilities and what I did on my job, but also the things I was interested outside of work. And that really brings everyone together here at Experian. And so I think we are definitely making an impact in a lot of different areas. I've had the opportunity to even not just from promoting diversity in the workforce, but also financial inclusion and financial inclusion for all. I've had opportunities. We have a credit ambassador education program where Experian employees can gain a certification to teach people about what it means to have credit. And for those of us who are from minority backgrounds, a lot of times, a lot of our people do not know about credit. And I've had the opportunity even to go back to my undergraduate institution, North Carolina A&T, and talk to my beloved band program, the Blue and Gold Marching Machine, a group of 250 students, about credit education. So there are so many opportunities that we are pursuing. There's a lot of work to be done, but Experian is one of those places that are putting our money where our mouth is.
Nicely said, Mike. Thank you. And Sophia, would love to hear from you. What sort of projects you got to work on as a DE&I intern? I'm sure you've seen a whole scope of our initiatives.
Yeah, so going into my internship, I knew that I want to be on the team and at the company where culture is being built and actively, being done in a way that really leads with empathy. And, I was so fortunate to land at Experian and really, feel that. Some of the projects that I worked on that kind of really encapsulate my time at Experian was over the course of 12 weeks, I researched, organized, and produced a digital accessibility guide that aimed to empower Experian teams by providing them with the knowledge and tools necessary to create inclusive digital experiences for everyone. And that was, a really fulfilling experience because I got to speak with people from all over the world about, within the company, about what it means to be digitally inclusive and how we can foster an environment that empowers individuals of all abilities to fully participate in the digital world. The other project that I worked on was facilitating a 2-day external partner class. So I organized and helped host an on-campus 2-day kind of conference on the Costa Mesa campus with an external ERG partner. So this was a hybrid class having, about 25 people on the Costa Mesa campus and then over 75 people online. And so I was responsible for coordinating all aspects of this conference, including technology, room setup, and overall flow of the conference. And it really, those two things, it was only 12 weeks, but everyone on the team was working on so many things to promote DEI. And like I mentioned before, it's such an emerging area that, it is really a good example of Experian leading from the front.
Fantastic. So as you can see, you can accomplish a lot even in a 12-week internship. That's incredible. So moving on to our last question, I'll pose this to both of you. What advice would you give to current students who are looking to secure an internship with Experian? Mike, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so the best advice I can give, and this is, while the program that I am in is not an internship program, there are some principles that you should display and you should act upon early as you start your job search, in whether it be internship or full-time positions. Number one is apply today. If you are nervous about applying, go ahead and apply. Not everybody meets 100% of the qualifications. If you feel like this is a company that you would like to work for, put your name in the hat. Also, reach out to people on LinkedIn. Update your LinkedIn. Have a professional photo. Get your resume together, or as we would call it, get your resume together, and make sure that you have everything in place to really encourage people to look at your resume. And also feel free to reach out on LinkedIn as well. Now, be cautious of doing this when you reach out on LinkedIn. Go ahead and apply first, and then reach out to people who are part of the talent acquisition team, such as Christine, or people who work in a department or area of the company that you want to work in, and to say, hey, I've applied for this role. I would love to grab 15 to 30 minutes of your time just to chat about what it's like to work at Experian and ask you any questions. And I promise you, when I first applied and got the position here at Experian for the leadership development program, I reached out on LinkedIn and people were very responsive and very receptive to getting on the phone and talking with me. And that's helped me build my network. And above all else, no matter where you go in an internship world, in this job market, your network is your net worth. So make sure you are using that network to really encourage your ability to secure an internship.
Yes, I love that saying, network is net worth. Sophia, what advice would you give?
Yeah, I think Mike really hit all of the kind of major standout points, but also just be yourself, right? Whether that's on the application or in an interview. For me, I faced a lot of imposter syndrome, right? I'm a first generation college student. And so, applying to internships and trying to enter that next phase of my professional development was often something I found as daunting. However, I think that, the people here at Experian are very welcoming and know that if you come into an internship role, you're not going to know everything, and that's okay. Part of the great part of an internship is that you're allowed to mess up. You're allowed to try things over again until you get it right. And so from what I've seen is, so many people here have led with empathy. So going into that, knowing that it really is not so daunting is something that is really comforting to me. And, also with that DEI component, as I left my internship, I really hope that DEI kind of positions continue to grow, not only Experian, but elsewhere. So it really is like this new emerging area, and excited to see more students step into those kind of roles.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sophia. So that wraps up our student and early career participant panel. Sophia, thank you for joining us. If you have to go, understandable. Jayla had to go, but Mike, would love if you could stay with me towards the end since you're her administrator here. But
No
I'll just
problem.
wrap up with a couple more slides on what you can gain from your internship, just to echo on some of the things that Mike and Sophia were talking about. You will get access to professional work. You'll get time with leaders that you wouldn't get otherwise, professional development. So in addition to just doing your daily tasks assigned by your manager, we as the early careers team put a lot of work into providing you with resume review sessions, elevator pitch preparation, presentations that you can give to practice your public speaking, things that are going to help you regardless of which career field you choose, and also lots of networking opportunities. We hire about 75 interns every summer, so these are all the other people that you work with that are probably going to cross paths with you again in the future. So we want to make sure you all get to know each other. You'll learn lots of valuable business acumen and get a chance to speak one-on-one with executives. We have Ask Me Anything sessions with our CEO and our DE&I chief officer, networking via the resource groups and our Teams channels that we have throughout the company. And then also going back to our service to others, we host a group volunteer opportunity in a virtual environment every year. So that's a lot of fun. And a lot of the interns mentioned that's their favorite part of the program. So those are some of the things you can expect. And this is what we're looking for when we are looking for your resume. We want you to be curious. We understand that you are in an entry-level position and you're not going to know everything off the bat. So that open to learning and growing, someone that has the potential to grow into a full-time role. We would love to invite interns back to work with us full-time after they've graduated. Someone that's a team player that hops in and volunteers for any work and project opportunities. That's always a great look for your team. Someone that's autonomous and can take instructions and run with it. And then also someone that's adaptable. We are ever growing in terms of our business and how we do things. So someone that is able to pivot and go with the flow is an excellent quality to have as well. And so to go over the hiring timeline, as of today, September 2023, we're actually hiring right now for September 2024 internships. So at the time of you viewing this, you're more than welcome to submit an application. I'll have a link for you at the end of the presentation, but this is the time that we're doing these interviews. And usually it's about 1 or 2 rounds of interviews with the respective hiring managers of whichever team you're interested in. And then we're going to conferences such as the HomeFree one, Afrotech, just to name a couple. So happy to connect with people there. We are looking to have all 75 positions filled by December. So now's a good time to throw your name in the hat, as Mike mentioned. And then there's about 6 months of downtime in between when you accept your offer versus when you actually start with us virtually, but it is kind of a nice relief to have that signed offer letter in December so you can finish your spring semester off strong, not having to stress about what's my summer internship going to be. So that is our timeline every year. We always do fall recruiting. And then now I would encourage you to pause the presentation since this is recorded and take your phone out to do these 2 QR codes. So if you're ready to apply for opportunities now, if you're in a master's, bachelor's, or PhD program and you're graduating December 2024 or later, you are eligible for one of our internship opportunities. So the gray QR code will bring you directly to our job board, which has all of our internships listed. You can go through them, see which ones interest you. And then the pink QR code at the bottom is the same one that was shown at the beginning of the presentation. If you are maybe not in a spot to apply right now, but you want to stay in touch with us for later opportunities, please join our talent community. And if you are applying, I still recommend you join the talent community because, as I mentioned, that'll be our notification that you came to us via HomeFree, and that we will make sure to give your resume a little extra look since we really value the partnership that we have with these different organizations. So go ahead and enter your information there. And that brings us to the end. So thank you so much for watching our presentation today. Hope to connect with you in North Carolina for the conference this year. I hope to see some applications coming in, and feel free to connect with any of the panelists today or myself as well. So thank you, everyone. Have a good day.